Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another speed build. How are you guys doing today? Today we will be working on my chermicursedshell. If you guys don't know, we have another shell challenge going on right now and we called it the chermicursedshell because as you can see, the shape is pretty cursed. And that's what we're doing today. This is going to be a, this turned out looking like a, some hideout of sorts, some iffy business. I don't think it's iffy business. Basically it is, and I kind of want to call it a resistance hideout. So I just kind of imagine that people who are against something in a fictional world has a base here. So it's kind of like a base, like a hideout, and that's what we're doing today. When I was building this shell. Oh, by the way, guys, wait. Oh my god, there's so many things I want to say. While I was building this shell, I was building. Okay, so I built this shell on stream, right? Okay. Oh my god, there's so many things I want to say, including the fact that there is a lot of sounds going on outside my window, and it's pretty chaotic. So excuse me, but you will hear lots of traffic, lots of trains going past. You'll hear lots of birds. You might even hear things outside my door because I'm currently doing this like in the afternoon and everyone's awake, and I apologize. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoy the ambient sounds in the background. But anyways, I was saying while I was building this shell on stream, as I usually do, I was like, oh no, this is going to be so hard. I did try to make it kind of easily roofable, and I think I made that work. So roofing actually came together pretty well for me. I don't know how well this is going to go for people who are going to participate in my shell, but I guess we'll see because I'll be touring the shells on the 11th of October. So if you guys are still looking for some shells to do and you somehow managed to stumble across this shell and you would like to do it, it's on the gallery under my username Chermibear. You can find the shell. It's called the chermicursedshell. So the rules are also in the comments. So read the comments for the rules, and then when you submit it, just make sure to include the hashtag chermicursedshell to the gallery, and I'll be able to find it on Monday, 11th of October. But yeah, so we'll have to see if the roofing is actually really easy, but I kind of mapped it out so that it was kind of easy for me, and I really liked what I did with the roofing here. I'm never really good with the roofing, and it kind of fell into place, and I used that weathered steel metal sheet kind of roofing. I think that's from Island Living, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but it looks really good and I like it. And then we had a lighting change here because I realized that it looks a lot better. I realized that it kind of gives the vibes. It has a very cinematic effect when I did this. So that's what I did with with the rest of the build. I kind of built it in this lighting. Yeah, and you can see that by now the shell is kind of done. I've begun putting down sort of windows and lots of debug objects everywhere. About 50% of the debug objects actually does not last. I used up most of them. No, actually, was it 50%? I don't know. Like maybe 30% of them didn't last because I delete them in the end. I just pulled out whatever feels like it might go with the build. And at this point, I didn't know what I really wanted to do with the build. I just kind of had an image in mind, like a ghost of an image in mind, and it just like kind of fell together. So I just so I just kind of put things together, like including this fan where I kind of used a screwdriver to connect the fan to the vent, and we're pretending that it's like a humongous extractor fan or something. Nothing makes actual sense, so don't mind me. Everything's just supposed to be like quite fictional, fantastical. Yeah, and I'm using a lot of Journey to Batu stuff in this build. Lots of the machinery, the things on the wall, I don't even know what else. Oh, I have a ship. If you guys seen the intro to this video, you'll see that there's a humongous ship, like a Star Wars ship. I don't know what ship that is. I pretty much just sized up a replica and pretended that that's their ship. Yeah, so there's a lot of like different Journey to Batuu stuff. Like I really just went through the debug menu and I pulled out lots of eco lifestyle stuff, a lot of Batuu stuff. I think mostly eco lifestyle and Batuu were used in this build because I think they kind of, you know, give that vibe of a rundown in the jungle. Oh, speaking of jungle, we do build this in. The trains are really rude today. But I do build this in Sabal Dorada. This is the national park lot. Right in the left-hand side of the screen is like the lot that is a national park. I just bulldozed that lot, changed it to a residential, and yeah, then I just kind of placed my shell down and got to work. And the most amazing thing about this build, guys, was that I did it in one day. I was expecting to have to slave over this build for I don't know, like an entire week and then rush with the editing of this video, but I did not actually rush. Like everything fell together really easily, and within just, I want to say 5 hours, a couple of sessions of building within a day, I finished this build. I don't know why. It might be because like the nature of this build makes it slightly less about the minute clutter that you'll see in the interiors later, and more about like the big scale, like setting up the scene kind of thing. So I spent a lot of time on things like, you know, connecting this wire to the posts. I don't really know what you call these things, like this wire thingy to that electrical post thingy. Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but yeah. Just using the tool mod to make sure that they kind of connect together and have like a little bit of I don't know, it frames the build a little bit. I'm pretty sure in a real scenario you wouldn't find a lot of posts in the same space, because I feel like these things should be kind of spaced apart. Probably not like this, but I thought it looked nice, so I just kind of added it in. Maybe this place just like needs their own electricity and that's what their solution is or something. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not doing a very good job with explaining this build, but I feel like it's quite, I don't know how to explain this build. Like when I was building it and I was editing it, I was like, okay, this is very all over the place. Like I jump here and there trying to put in whatever I feel fits. So there's a lot of like back and forth, and I decided, I think, when I was building that during my voiceover it would be quite random. So I don't think I'm going to be focusing on anything in particular, so forgive me if I don't, and if you guys have any questions, just leave them down in the comments and I will be sure to answer you and answer your question like that. But for now, yeah, we're going really big picture with this. No minute talk because I don't know how to talk about this. I hope you enjoy the building process. Painting this ground with this stony texture was kind of fun, and I was like, was it necessary, until I met this spot where there's a lot of like those very disgusting tree patterns, like tree root patterns on the ground. I don't know, like that was part of the lot's ground, so I kind of covered it because it looked a little like ew. It would look better if it was actually the national park, because then there's a lot of trees and stuff and it makes sense, but on this build it does not make sense. Kind of looks ew. Looks like snakes on the ground, so I took it away with the floor terrain paint, and I'm very glad that I managed to make it work. And you can see that there's a lot of junk in the corner over here. I pulled out a lot of junk because when I first attempted the build, I was like, or rather, like, I had an idea going in. I think I imagined like a oh yeah, we're moving on to the insides, by the way. I decided to use all letters, and the interior space is going to be kind of like a living space and a working space. So the first floor is going to be more like living, and then the second floor and the third floor is... The second floor actually is more of like a operational space. You'll see how it falls together in the end. And then the top floor is more of like a storage and lookout kind of situation. Yeah. But I was just talking about how when I first approached this build, the image in my head was like a rundown hut, kind of like a kampong. If you guys are from around this area, you might know what a kampong is, but it's like a I also don't know how to say it. It's like a traditional house that's made of wood that people used to stay in before like the urbanization of like... I live in Singapore, so Singapore. So I had a kind of image in my head, but I don't know how it became like a sheet metal standing hideout thingy. But I just wanted it to look quite in the jungle, a little bit in the wild and stuff. So yeah, I don't know how it became this, but I'm pretty happy that it became whatever it became. I hope everything that I said made sense until this point. Yeah, so the interior, since we're here right now, we're working on the kitchen, and I was just figuring out like how much clutter do I really want in this kitchen, and I decided that no, I don't really want them to have a lot of clutter, because I feel like in this kind of space, or like in this, like for the purposes of I guess storytelling in a sense, this place is more for... it's all utility, and everyone expects to have to up and go at any point, because, well, they are the resistance. I don't know resistance to what. I feel like in the Batu pack there is a resistance group or something. Completely unrelated, I would say. It's just like a resistance. Like in whatever fictional story you want to tell... in whatever fictional story you wanna subscribe to for this build, you can do it. It's just like... just people not really on the run, resisting the dominating government, and yeah, trying to make a point. So I just imagine that at any point in time, these people might not be able to come back to this place anymore. So everything is very utilitarian. They don't put down anything that's sentimental, because they know that they might not make it back, you know, from whatever, like, or they might not be able to come back at some point, and they have to like leave or escape very easily, like very like at the moment's notice. Yes, at the moment's notice. So yeah, I added a TV here. I wanted to add a couch actually, and I was playing around with the Eco Lifestyle couch because that was the most like distressed looking one, and then decided it doesn't really make sense to have a couch inside here. So I just used the same chairs. I have the same like metal foldable chairs everywhere. I decided that those are probably the best chairs that you can transport in bulk if you're moving, for example. So that's what I did, and I assume that those chairs are also quite inexpensive to get. And I just scattered a lot of like cans and Chinese food takeout, pizza, things like that all around. So it kind of looks like they just had a get together, and they were just watching TV, having some dinner, going through some plans, and yeah, just made it kind of lived in a more like yeah, people were here kind of way. So that's what I did. I did add like a couple of like cleaning essentials and stuff, because I imagine like you still want a place to be kind of clean, so some cleaning essentials are still necessary. Yeah, so lots of clutter in this kind of sense, where it's more like things that I imagine them using, not in the sense of like sentimental decor. But yeah. I don't think they get takeouts by asking the delivery man to come over here, but I think they just like drive out to get like some takeout and stuff, because I'm pretty sure they can still do that. Probably, I don't know, we're just imagining it. But yeah, you can see here that I've sized up a replica like, but I don't know how many size. I think like it was like times 15 to times 17 or something like that, and I just kind of sunk down that because the replica is seated on a black box, which is like a mini pedestal thing, because it's supposed to be like a on the countertop on your shelf sort of replica, right? So that's that thing that's attached to it. So I just kind of sunk it down so it kind of looked like a platform. And the rest of it is actually cutting into the first floor of that additional building on the side. If you go into camera mode to try to take a photo of the first floor, that thing will be in the way. But I'm just going to pretend that it's not there. Because it's not supposed to be there. So like if you go into camera mode on the first floor, you will see it. But let's just pretend it's not there, shall we? Because I just really wanted a ship. I wanted a helicopter at first, but then the only helicopter that I could find in game was the toy that toddlers play with, and that one sized out really weird. So I didn't use that one, and I realized that we had these replicas, so I just used them, and they sized up really, really well. And I'm really excited that I was really excited that it sized up really well. So yeah, I know the space is kind of small as well on the rooftop for a ship to be on it, but we're just gonna use our imagination and imagine that it's still usable some way. Like maybe that's the optimal this is the optimal way to have a platform for that kind of ship. Let's just use imagination here. I know it doesn't really make sense physically, but yeah, forgive me. And this is the second floor coming together already. I just kind of threw in a bunch of different machines to make it look like it's a functioning space with lots of control stations and stuff. Perhaps they work on trying to decipher some codes and intercepting messages. I don't know. And there's a lot of file cabinets and stuff around. It's very random. Honestly, everything is really random. But I had a lot of fun, guys, doing this, and I was like, I really cannot believe that I did this in one day. I just like had a burst of inspiration, I think, and I just like went for it. And then by the time I exited the building zone, you know, like when you build and you're very into the build, you just like go into the zone. That's what I did. And I exited and I was like, oh, I'm done. Okay, well, I guess it's time to edit now. I also used this little bridge thing that could be from Batu, but it could also be from Eco Lifestyle. I have no idea. But it's not accessible. We're just pretending that it's like an extension of the bridge, but it's not exactly. It's just an item. And I made it look like it is, and I placed some chairs on it, and half of it is actually like a part of it is actually out of the lot. And some of the items that I do put down on this lot is placed outside the lot with the help of the tool mod. So I don't know how this is going to turn out when you download it, but if you do download it, I do hope that all these things do stay intact. If they don't, I'm sorry. I hope it looks good enough in the pictures and in the speed build that you will forgive me. But it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun to, you know, just like work on this build and not let the boundaries of the lot affect me, because I think like with the national park lot, like the original lot that was here, it was actually kind of connected to the outside as well. So I kind of want to make that apparent, so it feels more like this hideout is a part of the environment in a sense. Oh, and this lot is also like kind of on the edge of a cliff in a sense, so that's like I was thinking that it's additional defense for the hideout. So it's deep in the jungle and it's like on the cliff, so you only have one point of entrance and stuff. So I was relying on that to kind of make it make sense in terms of security and stuff, because I imagine that they do want to be quite secure. Yeah. And I decided at this point that there's not a lot of need for this much junk. So I just took away most of the trash, and then I kind of sized down some of these containers. I don't know why there are containers here. Maybe they're like containers full of supplies and yeah, just supplies, ammunition. I don't know. Look at me and my movie knowledge. Okay, that's not a lot of movie knowledge, but you know. And then now it's landscaping time. Yes, yeah, landscaping time. This took me a while to figure out. Then I decided to just copy whatever plants there are around in the area, and I kind of blended it in. I pulled some of them out with the tool mod like this. You can see I just kind of like select it and then click it on the spot I want it to go. It's pretty easy. It becomes quite intuitive after a while, and I kind of enjoy doing it. It's like painting sort of, and I loved how it just kind of blends in the surroundings pretty well. And I do this for a little bit actually because landscaping takes up a lot of time. But I wanted it to look kind of wild, so I just like went ham with the placement with that. And then now we're moving on to the last part of this build, which is this separate room, which I call the squirrel, because if you look at it from like above, like if you look at this floor, it kind of looks like a squirrel for some reason. But yeah, this room is very odd. I made it with lots of different weird angles and triangles, and I think most people are actually really intimidated by this like weird triangle-y room, and I feel like I did make it work by having like those little I don't know, machinery and stuff in that corner, so it kind of looks like it was supposed to be like that, you know, like it makes it look natural. And I decided to make this like a workout room with like a bathroom attached to it with like more showers, because right now we only have like one bathroom and one shower in the main building. So I kind of decided to make it like a gym, because I guess these people are soldiers and they need a place to train, and they can't really like just go outside to like run and stuff. So that's what I did with this lot, and I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this place actually, and we're already like approaching the end as well. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching me build this, and I hope you enjoyed it. It is going to be on my gallery as well, so if you want to download it, feel free to. My ID once again is Chermibear. If you want to join this shell challenge, it is the chermicursedshell on my channel as well. On my channel? No, on my page. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys do enter, let me know down below so that I'll know where to see you. I will do tours on my Twitch channel on the 11th of October, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!